So, good morning, all the teachers. We are starting this session, and this session is about distress to de-stress. And we have Dr. Sona Kaushal with us, and she will take us through different ways in which we can deal with pressure. And this session is mainly for the teachers because as teachers we are under stress, we are under pressure to handle students, to handle all the tasks that we have in our hand. And Dr. Sona Kaushal, she will help us to go through all this and give us different ways to deal with stress. So over to Dr. Sona Kaushal.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for introducing me. Hello, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Right.
Really audible.
Yes, ma'am. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And as Abhishek had told me, I'll just be interact with you for about half an hour, and I'll tell you some basic facts about stress and how to de-stress yourself. Other than that, then we have an interactive session. So please keep an open mind, keep your questions opening, ready, because it's all about interactions. So as my name and all is there on the board, it's I'm Dr. Sona. I'm a medical doctor and I have passed out from KGMU Lucknow. And I've been a professor teaching in the medical colleges, pathology and biochemistry. And professor, I've been there and I've always been among students, the medical students. And so what happened is that while I was teaching these students and while my children were also growing up, there was a lot of stress in the college, with the students, at home with my children, because they were all passing through this growing up stage. And as you know, stress is very prevalent. It was very prevalent then too. This I'm talking about, I passed out in the 80s, late 80s. What happened is that at that point of time, not much was known about stress, and people were just going through their daily lives in a very haphazard way. Nobody ever taught or told us how to be happy, how to be stress free while we were in the medical colleges, and so we just passed through life, and it was a lot of turmoil. Today, the days are much better. Today, everybody is talking of how to be stress free, the importance of being stress free, and the ways to be stress free, and what is stress, and how it's hazardous to your body, okay, and your mind. So it's a very good world you're living in today, and I'm so happy that I'm there to talk to you about this. I then transitioned myself from teaching a medical in the medical colleges into psychology, because that was always my passion. And I have been teaching. I've been counseling. I have an NGO which is known as Pari Foundation, which works on mental health awareness, and we do many workshops in schools and colleges about stress management, stress prevention, and a lot many more things. Coming to the basic fact of the matter is that teachers and parents are the foundation of society and of the family. Now, if parents are stressed, the house is going to be stressed, especially the moms. And if teachers are stressed, because let me tell you, dear friends, stress is contagious. So is happiness. So, contagious means it spreads from one person to another. If there is stress in the workplace, it's going to spread to most of the people. If there is stress at home, the parents are stressed, the children are going to be stressed. And the vice versa. If you are happy teachers, your children are going to be happy. If you are happy parents, your children are going to be happy. That's for sure. So if it is contagious, so why not spread the good thing? Why not be happy and spread happiness? That's something you have to ponder upon. But how to be happy? That's the moot point of question. As teachers, there's so much to do. There's so much of workload. There's so much of expectations. There's so much of rapport building at the workplace with the teachers, with the students, with the management, and then the second forte is at home with your family. What actually is stress? Let me tell you a small story first. This was a teacher I knew. Excuse me. She had come to me for counseling, and she told me, "Ma'am, my life is in a total mess." She's saying that as it is, I'm so overworked, and I reach home late, and then my management gave me a full load of work. I had to make some big changes in the some files she had been given, and she had to complete that task in a very short time. And she was saying it was an overload for me. I couldn't do it. I knew I was overworked. But then I couldn't say no to my management because it had to be done. It was something that they thought I was capable of, so I had to do it. But what happened was I got so angry and irritated at home. So my son was playing, my little boy, 6-year-old child was playing at home. I yelled at him. I told him, go to the house. He became एकदम stressed and he went out of the house. Then my husband came, he said something. I yelled at him too. I yelled at the servant. My mother-in-law was there. I shrieked at her. And the whole house was in turmoil. I hope you all can relate with the issue. So that is what happened. Now what and she said then the work that I did was I did it, but I was very stressed and then I was not feeling well and I developed hypertension and I don't know what to do, ma'am, how to proceed. So what happened? What happened in this story? The story is that she was given some work to do, and that work she found was beyond her capacity because she was already overworked. So there is a term, which is known as acute stress, chronic stress, burnout. They're all interlinked terms. They are different levels, increasing levels of stress gradually. So what exactly happened? She was overworked and it affected her emotional health and she yelled at everyone. So what is exactly stress? What is stress? We have to understand that. Now stress was not in the workload that she had been given. That is not stress. That workload didn't go into her mind. That is something outside. She had to make some charts and do some work. That was outside. The stress was how she perceived that work, how she thought of it, and how it affected her psyche, her thinking. So the connection between a circumstance of something which has been given to you, some work outside, the connection between that work and your mind, because stress is in the mind, the work is outside, the stressor is outside. So what is it that connects? It's your thinking. How much you think, how you perceive, how long you perceive, what are the types of thoughts you're having. That thinking inside your mind builds up the stress in you. And then that depletes your energy and you're not able to cope up. Right? So before I proceed, just let me tell you, I'll be speaking for about half an hour. I'll just tell you the basic things and then you'll be ready with your questions. That will solve lot many queries that you'll have in your mind. So what happens is that our life is going to be full of challenges. We are going to be faced with problems, and these problems are not in our control. So it's very important to understand at this point of time, dear teachers, that things in your control, and I'm sure most of you must be knowing that things not in your control. So these problems, these challenges, these workloads, these class jobs which you'll be given, the attitude of the children, the expectations from the management, whatever, these are things not in your control. But there is something in your control. It's like what shall I say? It's like a stabilizer working with your fridge. So something, the electricity is coming. If it's too much, the fridge is going to be burnt. But if it goes through the stabilizer into the fridge, the stabilizer controls that electricity and the fridge is safe. So what is that stabilizer which is inside of us? So that we have to keep in mind. There is a stabilizer, a coping mechanism, our resilience which is there inside of us. We can cope with any situations if we know how to cope. We can find solutions to any problems, dear friends, if we know if we know the procedure. Maths physics we have equations. That equation has to be applied to solve the formulas. Once we know that equation and we know how to apply it, we can apply it at any place and the problem will be solved. This is what is life and stress management all about. Things not in my control are the things which are going to happen anyways. How I cope with those situations is by working on my inner world, my stabilizer inside my body. And that is totally in my control. So if you make two circles, outer circle and an inner circle. So that inner circle is the stabilizer inside you, things in your control. And what are the things in your control? You can give it an acronym: thoughts, teach thoughts, emotions, actions, then how you perceive things, how you act out of them. So your perceptions, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, your attitude, all this is your inner world, in the inner circle, your stabilizer, totally in your control. And that is what we're going to talk about, and that is what we're going to work on. make ourselves happy, because God has given us that capability to make ourselves happy or to keep ourselves stressed. Antidote of stress is happiness. So we have the formula, because that thing is inside us. We can do it. But things, the outer circle, are the things which are happening: the weather, the tsunami, the COVIDs, the assignments, the attitudes of children, the attitudes at home, and financial problems, whatever. Things not in my control. So things in my control: my thoughts, my actions, my perceptions, my views. I'll be giving Abhinav, I think he has all of your contacts. So I'll give you a small list, and you can self analyze yourself anytime you want to, at what level your stress is. The questionnaire, 10 questions and some markings on that, and then you can work and see your stress level, and it's manageable. You just have to work on yourself and change yourself from your negative state of mind to your positive state of mind. It's very, very easy. I'll give it to Abhinav, we'll share it with you. So, what I'm trying to tell you is stress is something which is in the mind, and stressors are something which are outside, which are not in our control. Stress is totally it's something which we have built up and we can manage it, totally in our control. There is a term which is known as eustress. Now, eustress is a motivation. Like, we have a test coming, or maybe we all go through it. I went through it just now because my laptop was not connecting to the internet, and there was a bit of technical problems. Eustress, motivation, that energy level. Oh, I have to do it. Time is there. The right time is. So that is eustress, which is very good stress, because that motivates us, that gives us the impetus to do good. So let there be some amount of motivation and some amount of stress, which is called eustress. It's good stress, right? But gradually what happens, just imagine a peak, a hillock. Gradually what happens, and that eustress is also because of our thoughts. Stress is something which is created in our mind because of our thoughts. So we are thinking, and my laptop has to be connected, time is running short, eustress, I'm working hard on it to achieve the goal. So I'm going up the hillock. So gradually in our life, we are going up the hillock, we are thinking of things, we are trying to manage them. Gradually, the stress levels are building up. And then we reach a peak, dear friends. बहुत सोच रहे हैं, lot of overthinking, lots of problems, we're trying to manage them, we're not trying to find any solutions to them. And gradually what happens, that our stress level builds up and we come to a peak. And then what happens, that peak is a very important peak. From that peak, what happens, your eustress turns into distress. What happens, that gradually when the stress is building up and you're doing good stuff and all and you're motivated, builds up, it becomes chronic, it accumulates, and it gives you distress. So the stress, the first word in my this thing, distress. And that distress is going to give you problems then, because then a lot of hormones are going to be released into your body, which are bad hormones, cortisol and all, and that will affect your psychological, your emotional, your physical health, especially your physical and emotional health. 89% of the diseases which are coming to us in the OPDs are due to distress in the mind. They are known as psychosomatic, psyche, related to your psyche, your thoughts. So that stress is so heavy in your mind, it's causing you physical symptoms. Your body aches, your migraines, your headaches, your tummy aches, your breathing problems, your so many 89% of these problems are due to stress. So of course we do give them medicines to relieve the symptoms. But until that is why counseling and therapy is important, and it's so very important that when you come to us for counseling, and that is why I picked up this branch, because I really loved it, because it brings awareness. This is bringing awareness into you. So when you come to know the root cause of your stress, that my thinking has to be changed. I'm thinking in a negative sort of way. Problems are there. I should attack the problem. I should find a solution. So that is counseling. We show you a mirror of what you actually have to do to be happy. It's all focused on you. And this topic which I'm taking up today, this is all about you. It's all about me. Let's not focus. Let's not think that my boss has to change. My children have to change. I have to change my husband. No. It's all about you. So apply whatever I'm saying to yourself. Right? So it's the change in my choice is all about me. In my control is all about me. I can make choices and to control the things I can in myself. I can't control others. So it's such an important tool and it really changes lives. It changed my life. Up till now, in the medical colleges, nobody told us these things. We are being taught so many subjects. We are totally hammered into teaching medicine and surgery and gynae, but nobody tells us how to think right. And that is what you have to learn, you have to know, and you have to teach to your children, because a happy person is more work productive, is more physically well, and he's a good example to the, he's a role model to the society. So use stress से हम गए distress में. So we have this we have this physical problems, and then we end up with emotional, and we get irritated and angry and frustrated, and we pounce on each other, and our work production falls, and we are not able to achieve. So the crux of the matter is that stress is not important. So many myths. थोड़ा तो stress होना चाहिए. Stress is good. No, no, no. Initial stress, use stress is good, but then once you start getting irritated and angry and having emotional problems or physical problems, you should understand that you are stressed, you are not well, you are psychologically unwell, you need treatment, physical counseling, therapy, and maybe you need some medicines if the doctor say so. I'll give you a questionnaire, and you can manage your stress levels by looking at that. So I think I've told you something about stress. I've told you about eustress. I've told you about distress. uh, can I get a feedback from someone? Is it clear up till now? I'm just speaking one-sided. Is it clear up to now?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I hope the people are keeping the respected, honorable teachers are keeping their questions ready, because that is what we take up. Just tell me when my half an hour is over, please.
Sure, ma'am. You can just continue for now. At
So,
the end, we
okay,
will take
let's
up
come
the
back. I think I've given you an idea of what stress is, and stressors are there. We have to focus on stress, should not build up, and not try to change the stressors. Find solutions to them. Find solutions to them, but don't let it affect the psyche. So, of course, what exactly you have to do is stress management. What I say as a teacher, I say as a doctor, is I am very much into the preventive mode of things. Like I say, why manage something? Prevent it. So, prevention means that it's going to rain, take an umbrella, don't get wet, and then try to take medicine to get well. So prevent being stressed. Try it. It's not impossible. It's not very easy, but it's not impossible. So whenever there is a solution you're facing, always think a problem you're facing. Always think of a solution, and just tell yourself that it's manageable. So why should I get into stress and then manage it? It's preventable. So let me find a good solution and try to be happy all the time. The goal of life should be happiness 24/7, which is, of course, we are all trying to achieve it, but there are going to be ups and downs. So whenever there's a down, you have to come up. So, of course, your thoughts are there, your emotions are there, your actions are there, your choices are there, your health is there. This is your inner circle. It's all in your mind. You can work on all of these things and to get stress free. Okay. There's another thing which is known as how do you manage it. So this first thing is that you're aware of the thing that have to change these things. The other thing is that we apply the technique of stop. It's a good technique. Some people apply it. That the moment you know that you're irritated, angry, or stressed, aware, okay, you have to apply the stop technique. I think most of you must be doing it. It's the step one is the S1, 1 minute ke liye, stop and observe. Very important. Because what happens, dear teachers, is that the feelings, you will know the feeling, you're angry, you're irritated, you're sad, you're depressed, feeling, but you can't see your thoughts. They're all manufactured inside your mind. So thoughts, so you have to sit and observe. Feeling bad, note it down. This is cognitive behavior therapy. We are trying to change the thoughts and emotions. So feeling bad, write down. At 4 p.m. I'm feeling very angry. If you can't do it, you will be able to do it mentally later on, but initially sit down and write it down. Make a chart, 4 p.m. Feeling bad. Now observe the thought which is going on. So you'll understand, I'm feeling bad because my maid hasn't come and a lot of work has to be done. So observe and notice where your thoughts are, and that there are negative thoughts and your body is feeling bad. For 1 minute, give that stop technique, stop and watch and observe. 2 minutes के लिए take deep breaths. You know what? It's wonderful. Your breathing is directly connected to your thoughts and your emotions. So just observe that when you're scared, when you're panicked, your breathing rises. When you're angry, you start breathing deeply. So your breathing is the great tool. So if you relax your breathing, take in a deep breath for 2 minutes. Take in a deep breath, hold it, and then release it slowly. Exhale. Inhale, hold, exhale, and focus on your breathing. You will be calm. Your stress will be much lower. So 2 minutes के लिए you do that. Then another minute के लिए, then again observe. STO. Again observe. Stop, and then observe your thoughts, and then observe what is happening in your body again, and then be mindful. Be mindful. Mindful means that you should be aware of what is actually happening. We are eating food without being mindful. We are deep breathing without being mindful. Means we are not aware. Visualize it. When you're breathing, visualize your breathing. You're taking in the breath. It's going into your lungs. It's pure. It's blue, and then the carbon dioxide bad breath is coming out of your lungs. So when you're visualizing it and you're aware of it, that is mindfulness. So that is observing. Stop, observe your thoughts, and then see that they're harming your body. Deep breathe, visualize them, they'll relax you. The next step of cognitive behavior therapy, which I teach to my clients, is that after observing and changing, after observing them, write down the thought. This is write down the thought that I'm angry because my maid hasn't come, and then cut it, and then don't read it again, and write the opposite of that. Oh, I'm glad she hasn't come. It gives me time to be more relaxed. It gives me time to be more to do the work myself. Something which will make you feel better. Opposite of what? A positive thought. A positive thought is always more stronger. And the best positive thoughts are that I'm strong, I'm powerful. Oh, I'm clever enough. I'll manage it. I'm clever enough. I'll manage the work. Let the utensils be there. You'll come and do them tomorrow. Today I'll do it. So when you find solutions to that and you find a positive thought which is more empowering, read and focus on that thought. That changes the negative thought in the mind. So this is cognitive behavior therapy. This is changing things in your control, changing your thoughts. Other than that, what else can you do? It has been said that gratitude. I have come to the main thing now. I have come to the main thing of managing your thoughts. So it's been said that gratitude is a wonderful tool. They say that once you're grateful to, if you actually, there are just two aspects in your mind, and human mind is built up to focus on the negative. It has been said that since ages our ancestors lived in the jungles and caves. So always we lived in fear because we were trying to save ourselves from the wild animals and the wild beasts. So we were living in caves and saving ourselves. So therefore our mind is wired to being negative and being scared, fear. We have to change that. Now we are aware of it, we have to change that. And gratefulness is the antidote to that. Oh, thank God I have this. Thank God there is electricity. Thank God I've woken up and everybody is fine. Thank God I have a school to go to. Thank God I have a job. I have problems, we'll find solutions to that. So when you make a gratefulness journal or a chart or a jar and you write it and put it there, whatever way, you do much better because that changes the negativity in your mind. So write down what you are grateful for. Think of what you are grateful for. Focus on that. Other than that, of course, your mood swings will be there. Mood is bad. So actually, why I told you those are the feelings. So go back to your thoughts and change the thoughts. Moods can also be managed by change of place or talking to someone. It's said that if you find a good, like when you're in your recreation room or in your free period, it's said that the company you have or the things that you talk about changes the way your mind thinks. Recently, what we are learning is that instead of the mind telling us what to do, it is what we tell the mind what should be done, and the mind does that. That is called, that's rewiring the mind. Like it's a computer in the brain. So when we are giving it feedback that no, everything is good. So when you're sitting in the library and talking to your teachers, and if you're talking of negative or ill things or things which are not very comfortable, your brain will, it will talk about those things, and those things will come back double. Output will be double of that negativity. So try to be positive when you're talking. Try to find the positive aspect of everything. Okay, I've been given a lot of work. Let's see how I'm good enough. It's testing me whether I can do it or not. Let's see how I manage it. So therefore, you're giving your brain a feedback to think positive, and that will come back as an output double to you. So never try to criticize or talk ill or be negative, because as it is, the brain is wired to negativity. Then more emotional diet. Emotional diet is what the thoughts, the feelings, the words, the seeing, the reading we are giving to our mind. If it is again negative, there will be more negativity around them. So talk positive, talk of the good things, talk of solutions. And if there is negativity, walk out of that place. That will really help you, because our brain is, we have patterns, so we pick up, oh, that happened to me. So try to cut those patterns and be on the positive side. And of course, the gossip and venting sessions are no good, because they lead to more negativity. Okay. Good friends help you, because they motivate you. And if you catharsis is good. Catharsis is good. Like, it's venting out. Like, you are in stress and you speak. There is a term which is known as ranting also. That is also, I consider it good. Like, people just start blaming and like it comes out. It's like a pressure cooker effect. The steam comes out. So if you want to tell your friend something, just tell it and then stop. And then start looking for validation from the person that no, you did good, and really something really very bad happened. No, we don't want validation. You vented your feelings, you've told stop. Okay. And then proceed further with a new set of thinking. Because as I told you, if you keep giving your mind, there was a patient, there was a client who came to me yesterday. So he kept telling me that he was no good, he couldn't do anything, and he has not blah blah, all about his negativity about himself. I just gave him 5-10 minutes. I said not more than that. Because the more ill or the more bad or the more negative he spoke about himself, he was reinforcing those thoughts into his mind that yes, I am that. And then the mind was coming out with outputs that yes, you are negative. So I had to teach him to think and say those things in a positive manner, so that positivity comes out. So very important tool. What you feed your mind with. So feed it with positivity. Now, what and of course try as you all know, of course, you have to seek development and read good books and all that, positive development, new skills that you all must be doing. What I want to focus on as teachers: burnout. You should be away from burnout. What is stress? Is acute and chronic. Acute is immediately you get a problem and you're totally stressed, panic attack, you get that feeling of fear, what to do. That is acute stack. You can handle that by taking a deep breath, because breath calms you down, and then giving a response instead of reacting. Reacting is immediate, automatic, blah, blah, blah. You stupid, you stupid. That is reaction. So take a deep breath, because as I said, breath cools your thoughts. It manages your thoughts. And then give a response. So acute stress can be managed that way. It's not very difficult to manage once you get into the practice of knowing what is stress. And I think this awareness is sufficient for that. Then there is a chronic stress. That if you don't manage your stress, it keeps on building and you keep on simmering and you keep on thinking, overthinking, negative, negative. Those patterns are made in your mind of overthinking and negative thinking. And that stress gives out a lot of cortisol, bad hormones. So naturally, it's going to harm your body. So chronic stress is also it's very, very dangerous. So we have to, if you have the symptoms, you have to take help and change on your thought patterns and get back into good hormones, dopamine and serotonin. Now, dopamine and serotonin can be given by medicines also. You have medicines which will increase your serotonin levels or decrease their uptake out. But other than that, your exercise, your daily exercise of half an hour, that releases serotonin. So why take it from medicine? You can release it in your own body by having a smile and laughter. Laughter again releases dopamine and serotonin. So laugh, even if there's nothing to laugh, laugh. Look at me. I've learned this art of smiling. I keep smiling because it's again contagious. It makes you smile. It tells you that everything is fine. So even if you are angry for a minute, give a smile and then give the response. It works. that keeps you founded, that keeps you healthy. If you're happy, automatically the environment around you is going to be happy. You're going to have happy children, you're going to have happy students, you're going to have a happy family, because you are happy, you're spreading it. But and then automatically all the work that you do is going to work wonders, because it's going to be, you're going to get very good results for that. But if you're unhappy, if you're stressed, that spreads. Your family is stressed, your children are not happy with you, your students are not happy with you, you don't have good friends, and your work suffers. So why? We can, and it's all about you. I said this, the foundation is all, you have to change yourself, and it's so easy. And I wish I'd known this years back when we were studying. We went into a lot of stress. Nobody told us. We are the lucky people. So teachers face, so I said acute chronic stress, and then there's this burnout. Burnout is something really bad, chronic stress, simmering. You lose interest in the work, you depersonalize yourself, you don't like anyone, whatever you do doesn't work out for you. So all these are, 99 fever, 100 fever, 104 fever temperature. So that way, so to not to reach to that stage of burnout, we should be at the very beginning only. We should try to be happy. So that is there because workloads are there on teachers. Suddenly results and copies, and I'm a CBSE counselor for Uttarakhand and UP, and the tele counselor during exam stress, and all the teachers who are connected with me, they tell us how much stress they have, so much of workload, but everything is manageable. And the goal of life is to be happy. So be happy and work. Don't work for happiness. You all know that. And being happy is totally in my control. My thoughts should be positive. Yes, gratitude. Yes, I can. Things in my control. Let me work on them. And then communication with your management on something which you feel is not working out for you. And if your management is not being very reciprocative with you or helping you out, then your team, your friends, and all, a support group which helps you, which takes you forward, so that you feel that you're not alone. It's totally positive. You just have to change yourself, even if the other people are not changing. But you will be such a good role model that if you're happy and if you're comfortable and at peace, happiness doesn't mean ha 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 ha. I don't mean an emotion of total ha ha. Happiness means calm, peace. It's no turmoil. And in that place, in that state of mind, you'll always find solutions. You'll have intuitions which will tell you what the solution to that thing can be. So, of course, this is something. And the other things the teacher faces is my half an hour over, Abhinav?
Yes, ma'am. We can start with the questions if
Okay,
teachers
one
have
minute.
questions.
1 minute. And the other last thing that the
Yes,
teachers
ma'am.
face is the students. So the students, of course, can be very aggressive. They can cause a lot of problems, harassments, problems. If the teacher feels uncomfortable in a class, again, let me tell you that you cannot change the other person. You can be a good model. So when you start your class, start with a deep breathing exercise so that everybody calms down. And when you change periods also, take a deep breathing exercise, be calm, count 10, relax so that turmoil settles. Remain calm. You won't have blood pressures, you won't have sugar diseases. All these are related, all these are psychosomatic. Depressions, anxiety, stress, sugar overloads, hypertension, all related to the stress in the mind because of your negative thinking, which is totally in your control and which you can change it to positive, because you just have to focus on the fact that the glass is half full, not half empty. So I think I've just touched the basic things, and exercise and good friends and good food and a good sleep. Very important. 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep at night, because that releases good melatonin and all, which heals your body, and endorphins and all. So good sleep in the night, and less of this social media, less of this in your hands. Switch off time. Take breaks from this, because this is a big stressor in everyone's life. It has good points also, and it has bad points also. Yes, Abhinav, I think I've touched most of the points. I've told them about the management. I've told them about the issue. If there's anything else that they want to ask, you can go ahead. I may have missed out on something.
Yes, ma'am. Now teachers can ask questions if any teacher have any question. Please ask.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, am I
Yeah, hello.
audible?
Yeah,
Hello. Yes.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Manisha.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, ma'am,
Manisha. Hi.
thank you for sharing such an insightful information. And this was a kind of a very relating topic we actually all of us are going through. So, I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
like to ask a question. Although it's not a question, it's a thought process
yeah,
which is have been coming us, which has been following us from like past years. So I would say that somehow our brain has been wired that way. Like our brain has been molded that way, now that if like be it societal pressure or peer pressure, that if you take stress, you are bound to perform or perform good or achieve good results. Like being a student, like now right now I'm a teacher, but I think around us, around our parents, friends, our neighbors, we used to watch that there was a kind of competition that if those students can work better or they can achieve 90%, then you can also achieve. So there was a kind of
Yeah.
competition, and somehow our brain has been wired that way.
Yes.
That if you're bound to take stress. If you do not take stress, then it just means that you're not doing anything in your life. So what would you say about that?
Look, Manisha, you're so right in this. Now, right from the beginning, we have always been told that achievers, we have been clapped for achievement. So we are always looking for external validation. So I'm talking about you as a teacher, and if you imbibe that in yourself, it will pass on to your students. So what happens is that, of course, you're absolutely right. We've been wired on to the fact that external achievements does matter. They do matter, of course. They give us external validation. They give us appreciation, they give us happiness. Appreciation gives us happiness, validation gives us no, I'm good, I've achieved, I'm the topper. But let me tell you, or maybe as a teacher, your class has done very well, of course. But let me tell you that over the years, you will gradually come to realize that it's not always that you will be appreciated for what you're doing. It's not always that you'll achieve. There'll be pitfalls, there'll be falls. And if you're wired to being happy by other people appreciating you or achieving, then you'll always look for such things and you'll always be in stress. Because 100% perfection is nowhere, right? There'll be pitfalls, you'll be in stress again. So change the thinking pattern to giving yourself internal validation. Like appreciate yourself. So I started the topic by saying it's all about you. So be happy as a person yourself. That is called being in self-esteem, high self-esteem, which means appreciate yourself. You're good no matter what. Even if you have failed, of course, it's just a failure. I'll do better, much more. If I work hard, I'll do better. I'm okay. I'm fine. So this is positive reinforcement. This is rewiring the old belief systems, your achievement. So in the morning and night when you sleep, we tell our clients that reinforce yourself with positivity. Read good books, read motivation things, and tell yourself, I'm good here. I can do it. Okay, no matter what, no matter how much I've been yelled at today, and let me tell you, if somebody is yelling at you, or somebody is shrieking at you, or somebody is being angry at you, Manisha, it's all about them. Because this is what they are going through. The turmoil in their mind is coming out. It's nothing to do with you. So this is another big eye opener in psychology. Anybody angry, irritated with you, it's about them. It's their state of mind. They need help. So if you are a strong person, that is your inner stabilizer, your emotional resilience. We'll take up another class on it sometimes. If you build yourself in self-esteem and being strong, outer things won't affect you. You'll keep on working hard to do better, and you'll be a happy person because you validated yourself.
Right.
I hope
yeah. That was really good. Two more questions. So, most of us, like including me, although I have recovered from that a long time, but most of us eat our feelings. Like when we are stressed, we go for binge eating, like order something and we'll just eat it, and eat it. And somehow we'll gain weight. There will also cortisol increases. I have seen like you are trying, like you're basically trying, you're working out, you're exercising, you're dieting, but nothing else. It won't make you lose your weight. So you are a medical doctor, right? And a teacher also, that I can see. So you must relate with Grey's Anatomy. I used to watch. I love series and all. Grey's Anatomy. There is a series, Hollywood series, American based series. Grey's Anatomy. You must have listened about. Although there are stories that most of the things are not actual, whatever they say. But there was an episode there. They made a green room. Actually, the room was surrounded by different green plants. That was basically nature kind of presence there, and they used it to relax their patients, to bust their stress. So, does it actually work?
Yeah. Let me tell you, Manisha, what I have got from your long explanation is that you're saying that you eat a lot, you have these cravings and stress, because that is a consequence of stress. the
Right.
physical consequence. Either you eat too much or you stop eating. When you're
Yes.
stressed, the distress part of stress, when you're in distress, you eat too much or you eat too little. You sleep too much or you sleep too little. So these are
Right.
all the physical signs, and then you know that you need help, right?
Mm.
But if you can work on yourself and help yourself better, or take professional help, that's my
Okay.
this thing to everyone, my
Mm.
view to everyone. So if you're saying I eat too much, and now by stopping your eating or curbing your eating, the root of the problem will not be solved, Manisha. Like if there
Okay.
is a tree and you want it out of the sight of your window, a tree is blocking your window, and you want it away. You keep shredding the leaves. The tree is again going to grow up again when it gets watered and the rain is there. So by shredding the leaves, by stop not eating or curbing your eating or taking gym exercises will help you, of course. But
Mm.
the root of the problem you have to go to, that why am I being stressed? Why?
Right.
Why? What is the reason which is leading me into distress? And when
Mm.
that is addressed and you find the answer to that and the solution to that, then that problem will be solved completely. Otherwise, not.
Mm. Right.
So we have to, and for that, if you can't do it, I have told you some stress management techniques. These are all working. But always try to go to the root and finish it from the root. Why is this happening? Why am I stressed?
Mm. The idea of crossing it out and writing the things and crossing it out actually fascinated me. I'm
They
gonna
help.
try it afterwards.
They help. You go into that
Yeah.
green room, green, and they help
Yeah.
because natural beauty and natural
Yeah.
environments help you be
Right.
happy. But
Taking a
then they
stroll
are all
outside.
temporary. Like you go out for a weekend to Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
you are stressed, you are angry, there's turmoil, and you say, "Chalo, chuti jaate hain." You go to Missouri, but when you come back with the same baggage, na. The mind
Right.
inside is the same, na.
Mm-hmm.
That inner world is the same. So it again starts off. So we have to work on that inner world. We have to change it at the root level, the thought level, the emotion level. Why is this happening? What solutions can I find? And take professional help if you can't find help for it. But do go to Missouri, enjoy yourself, be happy, but do the inner work also. Today my talk is about the inner work. It's all about you. You can totally in my control to be happy.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
I'm Lavanya Sharma. I have a
yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah,
As you told that dopamine acts on the areas of the brain, give feelings of pleasure,
yeah,
satisfaction,
yeah.
and motivation.
Dopamine,
But, ma'am,
serotonin. Yeah.
extreme excretion of dopamine is good or harmful for us? Is there any negative impact of extreme excretion of dopamine in our body or in our brain?
What excretion? Excretion is मतलब
So,
secretion.
ma'am, try to,
You mean
yes, yes,
secretion?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I want to.
like why are you asking me? Like you have some symptoms. If you have some symptoms, if you have some problems in the body, then we can always work on that. But why will there be? There is always a balance. There is auto regulation in the body, Lavanya. Like it's not that if a stress hormone is there, it's always auto regulated. So our body has been made in such a way, once your BP shoots up, there is some auto regulation. So when dopamine good hormones are coming out, there is always an auto regulation to manage it to a level which is good for you. But if you have some symptoms in the body, if you're having some problems, then you should always take professional help. But don't bother कि इतना ज्यादा निकल गया तो रुकेगा ही नहीं और उसका ओवर ऐसे नहीं होता. ऐसे नहीं होता. When you have a high blood pressure, it shoots up, right? But then again, it's auto regulated at a certain level. It stops. Then you have to go to a doctor. Then we give you antihypertensive. Then they also balance it. But that doesn't mean those antihypertensives may bring it so low that you may go into problem. There is auto regulation in the body, so don't bother about that. You just bother about feeling good, feeling happy.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, there is one question in the chat box. How to become calm while handling the students?
How to become calm while?
Handling the students. When we
Yes,
are handling
that I
students in the
told you.
class.
Why while handling the students you should be calm 24/7, and then it will be a habit with you. Especially now when you come into a class, as I told you, there's going to be chaos because these are children who are energetic, and we have to teach them. So whatever I've taught you today, you have to teach this to your children gradually. So whenever you come to and they are rowdy and they are very exuberant and all, if you yell back at them, like I just saw some movie, the teacher was yelling back at the students. So When a child is excited or when a person is yelling, he's excited, he's very emotional, or he's very happy or angry or whatever. If I also react in the same way and yell at them, then there are two people who need help, the students and the teacher. So you should be the doctor, you should be the calm one. The only way to handle rowdiness is by being calm yourself. When you calm yourself, you will not react, you will give a response. And when you give a response, they will look at you that and they will also calm down. So you can be assertive, you should not be angry. So first calm that students down in the class. Take deep breathing exercise. Or just count till 10 so that there is calm. So don't yell back at them. And calm inside you. Inside you, calm will reflect on the students. And even between the periods, try to take some breathing exercises so that you remain calm. Even if there is chaos outside, if you are calm, that chaos outside gradually subsides in your mind. And if the person looks at you and he becomes calm. So there are two ways of looking at it. Let me talk to you. If there is a lot of chaos outside, either that chaos should affect you and you should become chaotic, or if there is chaos outside and you are calm, that calm should affect the chaos and they should become calm. So let it be that way. And let me tell you, positivity and calmness has a stronger effect on chaos. Gradually, the chaos subsides. I hope I answered the question. Otherwise, you can ask me again if you need more clarification.
Okay, teachers, is there any other question?
So
No,
good,
not for now.
so good hormones are coming out from a good a lot exercise, a lot of laughter, a lot of self talk. Your self talk. If you give positive self talk, that gives you a lot of appreciation to yourself. Gives you a lot of good hormones which keep you happy. So let's work on those things. And of course, good food and sleep. Anything else anybody needs? Do we have some more time? Any other queries? Abhinav,
No, ma'am.
Manisha,
No, ma'am. There are
any
no
other
queries, I
queries?
think. So,
No, ma'am. I think all the queries are solved. I don't think any other questions are there from
Any
my end.
feedbacks?
any teacher who would like to ask any question or give any feedback?
I would again like to stress on the fact that keep a gratefulness manual. Write down at least one thing every day for which you are grateful, which has happened, which has given you happiness. That will change your focus.
No.
And mindfulness. Visualization is also a very important technique to be happy. Visualize what you want, and that rewires your mind. So whatever you want, whatever happiness, what you want, good students, visualize a good class. Gradually, that manifests. So visualization is a very important technique of mindfulness. And do we have some more time, Abhinav, or are we 1 hour over?
Ma'am, our streaming is about to end on YouTube, and we just have like 5-10 minutes left for the streaming. So you can conclude with uh, the last part. What exactly, or any 3 tips for the teachers to manage stress?
Yes, I'll just tell you. What I want to tell you is that mental health and physical health. I want to tell the teachers that when you're in class and when we are managing one child at home as a parent, all our focus is on that one child, and it's so much easier because we have 1 or 2 children as parents to manage at home. But when you're a teacher, you have 60 to 70, 50 to 60 of those students. So, of course, it's a very tough job. All those students, all those children have come from different backgrounds, maybe having different problems, different issues. A lot of stress may be there in the house, which may come out in behaviors in the child. So, you have to know you have to be aware of what each child may be going through. If a child is not doing his homework or he is very untidy, or it's not always that he is misbehaving. Maybe he has issues at home and he's not slept well. If a child is quiet or if he is making silly mistakes, and he is not able to focus on his work. Maybe he has a depression or anxiety and he needs help. Mood disorders are very common in children. So you have to be very aware of what the children in your class are going through, and for that you have to have awareness. Read about this. Read about the problems children can manifest, and always be empathetic. Empathetic means there are two words: empathetic and sympathetic. Sympathetic is negative. You feel sorry for someone. Nobody wants you to feel sorry. Be empathetic to the child. Empathetic means the child should know that you understand, and that comes with your body language, with the way you talk. So your communication, your attitude matters. So if you're a stressed teacher, if you're angry, you're going to be stressed in talking, and the child will move away from you. So it's very, very important, because let me tell you, today we just remember our teachers, and they made us who we were. Similarly with you, you remember your teachers. So you are going to be remembered all your life long. So why not leave happy memories there? So empathetic with them, understand, talk to them, help them solve their problems, help empower them, and be assertive. Don't be angry. Assertive means when there is a rowdy class, or where there's a chaotic class, just enter the class and be silent. Be silent, and gradually they'll settle down by looking at you. And once they settle down, tell them to say a prayer or to deep breathe so that they become calm, and then start your class. Assertive means saying your thing properly, clearly, effectively, and loudly. And clearly means that it should be understood. Angry means putting in that emotion there. So if anger doesn't work, anger gives back anger. It will come back to you. But assertiveness is positive. So try to be an assertive teacher, empathetic teacher, a de-stressed teacher, happy teacher, and for that you have to work a lot on yourself. It's all about you. Anything else?
Is there any question? Any teacher? Any question? Okay, ma'am. So we can conclude the session. Thank you
Good,
for
Abhinav.
making time.
I'll give you a questionnaire, Abhinav.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
pass it on to you. You can pass it on to them.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is a questionnaire of 10 points, and the markings are there. You can mark yourself according to that and see your stress levels. And if they're high, again work on yourself. Deep breathe, be calm, think positive. Think positive means the glass is always half full. And remember, it's your choice. It's always your choice for being angry or being happy, and it's in your control completely to be happy. So when the power is in my hand, it's such an empowering experience to have the power in my hand.
Thank
So
you,
I'll
ma'am.
give you a questionnaire. You can pass it on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for making the time. Thank
Thank
you, all the teachers. Teachers, for the certificate, you can text me on WhatsApp. My number is in the text box. It is 955 756 444 2. So you just have to give me a WhatsApp, and your certificate will be released through a link. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, teachers.
Abhinav, if you feel like it, you can give them my number also. They can
Okay, ma'am.
be
Okay, ma'am.
connected to me on the WhatsApp chat.
Okay, ma'am. I will
I
share
can
your
help
number
them.
as well.
Otherwise, through you also, I'll be in touch with you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable suggestions.